30 years ago, a British couple in their 60s had a simple retirement plan. Work hard, save up, buy a little bungalow somewhere quiet, maybe Portugal, maybe Spain, live out their golden years in the sun on a state pension and a modest private pot. That dream still exists, but the postcode has changed because the British pound goes a lot further in Chiang Mai than it does in the Algarve, and the retirees who figured that out first are living extraordinarily well, while the ones still queuing for National Health Service appointments and watching their savings erode against inflation are wondering where it all went wrong. This is not a travel piece. This is a financial survival guide for British retirees in 2026. Because the numbers do not lie, and the numbers say this: if you are retired and living in the United Kingdom right now, you are being slowly financially strangled. The full state pension is currently around £12,500 per year. That is roughly £1,040 per month. In London, that does not cover the average one-bedroom flat rent, which sits at £2,400 per calendar month. In Manchester, in Birmingham, in Bristol, rents have risen between 40% and 60% since 2020. Energy bills, food, council tax, National Health Service prescription charges, dental costs. Everything is up. Wages were supposed to chase inflation, pensions never did. And now, hundreds of thousands of British retirees are sitting in cold houses, in rationing food, and choosing between heating and eating. That is the United Kingdom retirement reality in 2026. But here is what the newspapers are not front-paging. A British retiree with nothing more than the full state pension, roughly £1,040 per month, can live an extraordinarily comfortable middle-class life in multiple Asian countries. Not a backpacker life, not a hostel and instant noodles life, a proper life, a life with a clean 2-bedroom apartment, a housekeeper twice a week, a dining out every single day, private health insurance, and money left over at the end of the month. That is not an exaggeration. That is arithmetic, and we are going to go through it country by country right now. Thailand. Let us start with Thailand, specifically Chiang Mai, because it is the most important destination in this entire conversation and has been for over a decade. Chiang Mai is a northern Thai city of about 2 million people. It has world-class private hospitals. It has a functioning international airport with direct routes through Bangkok to London. It has an enormous expat community, tens of thousands of Western retirees, many of them British. The infrastructure built up around long-stay foreigners is extraordinary. English is spoken everywhere that matters. The food is exceptional. The weather is warm and dry for most of the year, and the cost of living will make your jaw hit the floor. You're a very comfortable 2-bedroom apartment in a modern building with a swimming pool in Chiang Mai costs between 12 and 18,000 Thai baht per month. At current exchange rates, that is between £270 and £405. Not per week, per month, you read that correctly. A comfortable 1-bedroom in a decent part of the city, with air conditioning, security, and usually a small gym, runs between 8 and 12,000 baht. That is £180 to £270 per calendar month. Street food in Chiang Mai costs between 40 and 100 baht per meal. That is between 90 pence and £2.25. A sit-down meal in a clean mid-range restaurant is between 150 and 300 baht. That is £3.40 to £6.75. A full day of eating extremely well in Chiang Mai will rarely exceed £10. Private health insurance for a healthy retiree in their 60s in Thailand, with comprehensive coverage including hospitalization, surgery, and outpatient care, you costs between £80 and £150 per month depending on the policy and age. The Bumrungrad, Bangkok Hospital, and Chiang Mai Ram are private hospital networks that rival anything in the United Kingdom and leave the National Health Service's waiting times looking like a cruel joke. A general practitioner appointment in a Thai private hospital costs approximately £15 to £30 with no waiting list. You walk in, you are seen, you walk out with your prescription filled at the in-house pharmacy in under an hour. Now let us do the total monthly budget for a retired British person living comfortably in Chiang Mai. 2-bedroom apartment, £320. Food, eating well every single day, including occasional restaurant meals, £200. Local transport, motorcycles for hire, tuk-tuks, the occasional taxi, £40. Health insurance, £110. Utilities including air conditioning, £60. Mobile phone and internet, £25. Entertainment, outings, either occasional travel within Thailand, £100. Miscellaneous, £50. Total, approximately £905 per month. The full United Kingdom state pension is roughly £1,040 per month. You are living in a 2-bedroom apartment in one of the world's most livable cities, eating excellently, with private health insurance, and you have money remaining. That is not a fantasy. That is the lived reality of thousands of British retirees right now in Chiang Mai, Malaysia. And the second destination that demands serious attention is Malaysia, and specifically Penang and Kuala Lumpur. Malaysia operates a specific long-stay visa for retirees called the Malaysia My Second Home program. It has been running since 2002. It is designed specifically to attract wealthy retirees and semi-retirees. Malaysia recently tightened its Malaysia My Second Home program, requiring tiered fixed deposits, but for those with some capital behind them, it remains a premier option. It gives you the right to live in Malaysia, bring a vehicle, employ domestic staff, and in some categories, study. Malaysia is a former British colony. English is extraordinarily widely spoken, not as a second language, but as a genuine daily business and social language. The food is world famous. Malaysian food, a fusion of Malay, Chinese, and Indian culinary traditions, is considered by many international food writers to be among the finest cuisine cultures on earth. Penang, the northern island state, is a United Nations educational, scientific, and cultural organization World Heritage Site. Its Georgetown district is a perfectly preserved historic city of colonial architecture, vibrant street art, outdoor markets, and food culture that attracts visitors from across Asia. The expat retirement community in Penang has been growing for 20 years. It is established, social, and well organized. Apartment costs in Penang for a good 2-bedroom condominium, with facilities run between 2,000 and 3,500 Malaysian ringgit per month. At current exchange rates, that is approximately £340 to £600 per month. It is more expensive than Chiang Mai, but still staggering value relative to anything in the United Kingdom. Private healthcare in Malaysia is world-class and extremely affordable. A specialist consultation costs between 100 and 200 ringgit. That is between £17 and £34. Major private hospital groups including Gleneagles, Prince Court Medical Centre, and Pantai operate across Malaysia. The standard of care is genuinely excellent. Penang's Gleneagles Hospital has international accreditation and serves medical tourists from across Southeast Asia. Monthly budget in Penang for a comfortable single retiree, 2-bedroom condominium, £450. Food, a mix of street food and mid-range restaurants, eating well every day, £220. Transport, £50. Health insurance, £120. Utilities, £70. Communications, £25. leisure and social activities, £120. Total, approximately £1,055 per month. This is slightly above the full state pension on its own, but comfortably manageable on the state pension, plus any modest private pension, savings drawdown, or investment income, and you are living exceptionally well by any objective standard. Vietnam. Vietnam is emerging as one of the most exciting retirement destinations for British citizens, and it is still relatively undiscovered compared to Thailand and Malaysia. Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City both offer extraordinary quality of life at very low cost, but the destination attracting the most long-stay retiree interest right now is Da Nang, a coastal city on the central Vietnamese coast with a long beachfront, modern infrastructure, excellent private hospitals, and a growing international community. Vietnam does not have a dedicated retirement visa in the way Malaysia does, but British retirees can live in Vietnam on a combination of tourist visa extensions, e-visas, and longer-stay business or investor visas, many of which can be navigated with the help of local agents for modest fees. The situation is not as straightforward as Thailand or Malaysia, but thousands of retirees manage it successfully. The cost of living numbers for Vietnam are even more dramatic than Thailand. A modern one-bedroom apartment in Da Nang, close to the beach, in a purpose-built complex with swimming pool and gymnasium costs between 4 and 7 million Vietnamese dong per month. At current exchange rates, that is between £130 and £225 per month. A full, satisfying restaurant meal costs between 60 and 150,000 dong. That is between £1 and 90 pence and £4 and 80 pence. A street food is between 30 and 60,000 dong, which is between 95 pence and £1.90. Private health insurance in Vietnam is available for retirees, typically in the range of £60 to £100 per month for a comprehensive policy. International hospitals in Da Nang, including Family Medical Practice and Da Nang International Hospital, offer consultations from approximately £20 to £35, a realistic monthly budget for Da Nang. One-bedroom, beach-adjacent apartment, £180. Food eating very well, £160. Transport, £35. Health insurance, £85. Utilities, £45. Communications, £20. Leisure, £80. Total, approximately £605 per month. For a retiree on the full United Kingdom state pension of roughly £1,040, that leaves over £400 per month in surplus every single month. Every month. You can save it, travel with it, or simply enjoy the extraordinary luxury of not being financially anxious for the first time in years. Cambodia. Cambodia is not on most British retirees' radar, and that is precisely why it deserves attention. The capital Phnom Penh and the coastal city of Sihanoukville, alongside the more relaxed and charming town of Kampot near the southern coast, are attracting a growing number of Western retirees who have been priced out of even Thailand. Cambodia operates one of the most generous and straightforward long-stay visa arrangements in Southeast Asia. Cambodia offers a specific retirement visa. If you are over 55, it can be renewed annually for a very modest fee and allows an essentially permanent stay. There is no massive income or deposit requirement, no point system, no bureaucratic maze. You arrive, you renew, you live there. Cambodia is the cheapest country on this list. A clean, modern one-bedroom apartment in Phnom Penh costs between $250 and $400 United States dollars per month. At current exchange rates, that is between £200 and £315. Food costs are extraordinarily low. A sit-down restaurant meal of Khmer food costs between 2 and 5 United States dollars. Supermarkets stock imported goods from across Asia and Europe. Private health insurance for Cambodia is available and essential, typically between £50 and £90 per month. Healthcare quality in Phnom Penh has improved dramatically in recent years. Royal Phnom Penh Hospital offers services to international standards. For more complex procedures, retirees typically travel to Bangkok, which is a 1-hour flight. Monthly budget in Phnom Penh: 1-bedroom apartment, £260. Food, £130. Transport, £30. Health insurance, £70. Utilities, £40. Communications, £15. Leisure, £70. Total, approximately £615 per month. Again, well within the full United Kingdom state pension. With a small additional income from savings, a retiree in Phnom Penh could live at a higher standard than most middle-class workers in the United Kingdom. The Philippines. The Philippines is the English-speaking country on this list, and that matters enormously to many British retirees who are genuinely concerned about language barriers. Filipino English is universal, confident, and excellent. Every sign, every menu, every hospital form, every government document is in English. Television is predominantly in English. The culture, shaped by centuries of Spanish and American influence, has warmth and social openness that many retirees describe as immediately welcoming. The Philippines operates a dedicated retirement visa called the Special Resident Retiree Visa, managed by the Philippines Retirement Authority. It requires a one-time deposit into a Philippines bank account, the amount depending on age, and provides permanent residency rights, duty-free import of personal effects, and multiple entry privileges. It is one of the most comprehensive retirement visa programs in Asia. Cebu City and the Cebu metropolitan area on the central Visayas island are particularly popular with British retirees. A very comfortable 2-bedroom apartment in a gated condominium in Cebu costs between 15,000 and 25,000 Philippine pesos per month. At current exchange rates, that is approximately £215 to £360. Private health insurance comprehensive coverage costs between £80 and £130 per month. The private hospital system in the Philippines, including Chonghua Hospital and Cebu Doctors University Hospital in Cebu City, offers excellent care at genuinely affordable prices. A specialist consultation is typically between 500 and 1,500 Philippine pesos, or £7 to £21. Monthly budget in Cebu City: 2-bedroom apartment, £290. Food, £180. Transport, £45. Health insurance, £110. Utilities, £65. Communications, £20. Leisure, £90. In total, approximately £800 per month. The combination of English language, warm climate, genuinely friendly culture, and extremely affordable living makes the Philippines one of the most overlooked retirement destinations available to British citizens. Now let us address the things that British retirees worry about and deserve honest answers on. Healthcare. The most common concern, and rightly so. The honest answer is that private healthcare in all 5 of these countries is, not for the procedures most retirees actually need, at least as good as National Health Service care, and in most cases substantially faster and more pleasant. The key is insurance. You must have comprehensive private health insurance. This is not optional. It is the foundation of the financial model. Without it, a single serious hospitalization could cost tens of thousands of pounds. With it, you are covered, you are seen promptly, and the bill goes to the insurer. Budget for this properly, as outlined above. Yes, and the model works. Safety. The United Kingdom is not the safe haven many people imagine it to be. Knife crime is up 43% in London. Metropolitan cities across the country have seen dramatic increases in violent crime, phone theft, and burglary. Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam, the Philippines, and Cambodia all have areas of genuine safety concern, particularly for foreign residents who do not exercise appropriate caution. But the expat communities in the areas described above have well-established knowledge of which neighborhoods are safe, which to avoid, and how to navigate daily life without unnecessary risk. In the gated communities and expat-dense neighborhoods of Chiang Mai, Penang, Da Nang, and Cebu, violent crime against foreign retirees is genuinely rare. Common sense, community knowledge, and appropriate precautions manage the risk effectively. Isolation and belonging. This is perhaps the most genuinely underestimated challenge. Moving to the other side of the world is a significant psychological undertaking. The British expat retirement communities in all these destinations are, however, extraordinarily well developed. Facebook groups with tens of thousands of members, weekly social gatherings, British clubs and associations, churches, in the Philippines particularly, are abundant. The social infrastructure for newly arrived British retirees in Chiang Mai, Penang, Da Nang, and Cebu is better developed than many people realize. The transition is not easy, but it is far from impossible, and thousands of people have done it and report that within 6 months they have a more active and socially fulfilling life than they had in the United Kingdom. Flights home. This is the practical concern that often stops people in their tracks. The flight from London Heathrow to Chiang Mai via Bangkok is approximately 11 to 14 hours total travel time. To Kuala Lumpur, approximately 12 hours direct. To Cebu via Manila or Kuala Lumpur, approximately 14 to 16 hours. These are long journeys. They cost money, typically between £500 and £1,200 for a return economy ticket, depending on timing. But how often do you actually need to go back? For most retirees, 2 trips a year to see family is sufficient. Budget £2,400 per year for return travel. That is £200 per month, which is already built into the leisure and miscellaneous budget calculations above. Modern video calling, WhatsApp, and the broad normalization of digital family communication means that grandchildren in Birmingham and grandparents in Chiang Mai can maintain far more regular contact than was possible even 10 years ago. The sterling question. Exchange rate risk is real. The British pound has had an extraordinarily turbulent decade. Brexit, successive economic crises, political instability, and the slow erosion of the United Kingdom's fiscal credibility have all weighed on sterling. The budgets outlined in this video are calculated at current 2026 exchange rates. If sterling weakens significantly against Asian currencies, those budgets change. The answer to this is not to panic, but to plan. Diversifying savings across currencies, holding a portion of retirement funds in assets denominated in the currency of your destination country, and maintaining a modest sterling emergency fund are all sensible risk management practices. Here is the number that matters above everything else. The United Kingdom government's own data shows that the average British retiree currently spends £1,850 per month in retirement, including housing, food, utilities, healthcare, transport, and leisure. That is before you account for the fact that many retirees rely on additional support, housing benefit, pension credit, and council support, and because the state pension alone simply does not cover it. In Thailand, on the above budget, that same retiree spends £905 per month. In Vietnam, £605 per month. The difference is not marginal. In Thailand over 10 years, that is a saving of approximately £113,400 compared to United Kingdom costs. In Vietnam, over 10 years, that is approximately £149,400 saved. That is not a number that should be ignored. The United Kingdom has decided, through decades of political failure, muddy economic mismanagement and willful denial, that retirement in Britain should be financially punishing. The housing costs, the council tax, the dental costs, the energy bills, the National Health Service's collapsing capacity. All of these are the predictable results of policy choices that prioritized other things over the financial dignity of ordinary retired people. Those retirees did not fail the system. The system failed them, and the most rational, the most financially intelligent, the most life-affirming response to a system that has failed you is to leave it. Thailand is calling, Malaysia is calling, Vietnam, Cambodia, the Philippines are calling. They are calling with warm weather and extraordinary food, and affordable apartments, and private hospitals where you are seen on the same day, and social communities full of people who made the same decision you are now considering. The only question is whether you are going to keep staring at your energy bill in a cold house, or whether you are going to do the arithmetic. The arithmetic says leave.